Hey guys, how's it going? I got quite a match here for you today, but first I want to talk about something I might not be able to do live or for a while. I might have to go off the matches I have saved up and Metroid for a while. If you haven't seen that, I did post the first episode, even though it's kind of not really an episode. It's just me starting my game. But yeah, it's because my internet is so bad. But I don't want to talk about this whole time. Look at this team. This guy's looking at more of a hyper offensive besides maybe Golurk and War Turtle. Probably like a physically or specially defensive War Turtle, and then the Golurk is usually physical if it is defensive. And I'm not really seeing any big threats. Maybe Kadabra or Sawsbuck or the combination of both. But anyways, let's get into this. It is very good, and hacks plays a huge factor. So first turn, I'm like, okay. Takes me out with the Hidden Power Grass, Life Orbed, and that is just crazy. So I go into my specially defensive Swalot, take the flamethrower, and I go for the sludge bomb, get a crit, which does matter a lot actually. And I don't know why, but he didn't go for the flamethrower here. Blaze boosted, I believe, and air slash. Yeah, I don't know, but that really sucks for him. But either way, it would have been. I think it would have been a 2-hit kill after life orb. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure. He goes into his Kadabra. And I'm going to go into my Matang, take the Psychic, and he does get a crit. That doesn't really matter, but I don't have too well of recovery on Matang, so it does limit my life. And I'm just going to go for the Meteor Mash, get an attack raise, and I wish I just never got that because it made me want to stay in and keep going for Meteor Mashes, but he does get the burn, so my Meteor Mashes are going to do even less. And now I'm going to go for the rest because I think I do carry that. Yeah, I stayed in to go for the rest as he goes for the Scald, and here I believe he's like, okay, he can outstall me, probably kill me, and I'm going to go into Kadabra so I can encore him into Sleep Talk or something like that. And I'm going to go into my Superior Calm Mind. Now here on this next turn after he goes for the Signal Beam, so I'm going to make a big misplay. I should have just gone for the Giga Drain. It would have taken him down to a Sash. And yeah, I would have been at a really good spot from there, except he could have gone to his Sawsbuck, but still. Yeah, I was getting greedy, I guess, and here I'm just extremely stupid. I could use my Superior so well in this match, and I was thinking, I did a calc actually, that after +5, he had to get max damage to kill me with another one, so he does get max damage and takes me out, so that really sucks. And it could have been great, and yeah, but he predicts me really well, goes into his Golurk as I go for the Body Slam. And I'm going to go into my Masharna here just to scout. So here's how you scout. I should have switched. I don't think I knew this trick back then, but you go into your Masharna and then you make a double switch into your normal, and if they switch, then it works well with Kangaskhan. And if they switch, that means they don't have Shadow Punch, and if they stay in, that means they do, and that, well, you'll be in your normal by that point. But anyways, I predict the Encore go into my Munchlax, then predict the Golurk to come in, and I whirlwind him out into his War Turtle, go back into my Masharna, being like, okay, if he gets the burn, then he'll be burned as well, and I can just heal Bell it off, and I'll be at the upper hand. Just going to go for the Psychic, get a big chunk off for resisted on a Kadabra. Kadabra is just so frail, oh my gosh. I'm going to go into my Matang as he goes for the Signal Beam, and does 20%, not a lot at all. I'm just going to go for the Meteor Mash, and I believe I get the attack raise again, which I do, getting pretty lucky with that. He's going to go for the Scald, not get the burn this time, but once again, because I got that raise, I did want to stay, and he doesn't really have any recovery outside of arrest, and they don't always carry that. So yeah, this Meteor Mash is not going to be doing anything after the burn, even at +1, so he's going to go for another Scald, or actually he's going to switch, and I'm going to go for the rest, and he did predict that. He probably should have gotten into his Golurk, or his Sawsbuck, but I guess he went into his Sock. But I do have a cold hard counter to that in the form of Masharna, so he's not going to be doing anything. I'm just going to Psychic, get some damage off on anything. He brings in his Golurk. I believe he was bluffing the Shadow Punch, but the first time he switched out, I knew he did not have it, so I'm just going to stay in, wake up my Matang. as he gets up the rocks, probably expecting me to switch, but no, and he's going to go for the dynamic punch because he has nothing better to do. Nothing's going to be doing all too much to physically defensive Masharna, and I'm luckily hitting through this confusion, which is not normal for me, and he goes for the Stone Edge, showing me that he's probably the standard Earthquake, dynamic punch, and ice punch, or Stone Edge, but in this case he carries Stone Edge, and yeah, he's going to switch out knowing he's going to die next hit, and he's going to go into his War Turtle, seeing that it's pretty useless at this point, and he's going to Body Slam, which is very interesting because he has Scald and Body Slam. So I don't know what's going on there. And here I believe he goes into his Sawsbuck. No, I was going to say Kadabra, but yeah, he goes for the return. Actually gets off a really big chunk. If he had Double Edge, we would be in in some trouble right now. So that would have been a 2-hit kill, and yeah, I need my Masharna. I'm going to go for the Moonlight for survivability because I need it for the Sock and the Golurk. I don't really need it for the Golurk, but at this point, because I'm pretty sure it'll die from a bullet punch, I'm not sure what it's at. But yeah, here I predict the Encore again because it's fairly obvious. Going to my Matang, pretty good counter to Kadabra, and now my Matang can do work since the only two things that resist his stab are dead, and he's going to go into Golurk, and that's going to easily die from Meteor Mash. And yeah, so I'm looking pretty good. He goes into his Sock, and I'm like, okay, I have a great counter to this. Game-changing play right here. He goes for the Earthquake, and he gets a crit. So that means he's going to be able to take me out with another Earthquake. And now he got a crit on that one. I didn't even notice that. He got 2 crits in a row. I go into my Munchlax knowing I can take one hit, and I'm like, okay, I need this paralysis, but I don't get it. So he's going to be able to take me out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Am I going to lose here because of those crits? Going to my Matang, I actually did a calc. He cannot OHKO me with Earthquake, even if he is Adamant Banded, so I'm going to get off that Meteor Mash, and I get the Revenge Attack Raise. I was getting extremely lucky with that. Hacks definitely evened out in my opinion. He's going to go into his Kadabra, and I'm like, okay, Bullet Punch, please, and it does take him out, so now it's all down to how much this Bullet Punch is going to do to Sawsbuck and what he decides to do. I go for the Bullet Punch. He goes for the return, not the Horn Leech. Horn Leech might have killed and got him back to out of 10% range, but since he is below 10%, whatever move he goes for, it's going to be a draw because of Life Orb Recoil, and he's going to take me out. So that is a great game. Oh my gosh, that is great. Leave a like if you liked that match, and yeah, goodbye.